Welcome back to the 1009 podcast. We've got the crew back here after a little hiatus. Grueling football season. Had to take a little bit of a break. Not much going on, but college basketball starting to heat up with March Madness right around the corner. Got spring training, second half of the NBA. So plenty to get into as we grace your ears once again.
And Big B, what happened while we were away?
Yeah, we need Bailey news first.
What did happen in Bailey's personal life?
I went to Hawaii. It was a nice little vacation. First time since 2019.
All right, the lead has been buried. Next.
I got engaged, so yes, there's that. I am now following the BZ path.
Following the BZ path.
Yeah.
So I will be out of pocket for the next 20 years.
Not allowed, but sure.
There's no way your marriage lasts 20 years. Let's be realistic.
Yeah, because I'm going to be dead by 40 because of my diet.
Yeah, there's some truth to that.
I've already braced her for that. So
braced her for an early death.
Yep. So hey, just get my life insurance and go live. Yep, that's news. We'll get into that later on. So more to come. But sports, back to sports.
Yeah. Speaking of life support, Clemson's tournament hopes hinged on a good performance in Charlottesville against Virginia tonight, and we are not currently getting that with about 9 minutes left. We're down double digits. So
how many games left after the Virginia game? Just one?
This is it.
Notre Dame Saturday, and that is it.
That's it.
I'll actually be there. So I will watch the last game of the Brownell tenure possibly.
So we could finish in theory 22-9 pre-ACC tournament and miss the tournament.
If you believe the people that are paid to guess about it, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what Clemson did to Joe Lunardi, but there's something deep down and very, very traumatic that happened to him. And
Grayson, are you going to go to the baseball game on Friday?
Yes.
I'll be there too.
I'm trying to go to the one Sunday, even though it might not be worth it.
Did you text BG?
Yeah.
Yeah, I texted him the other day. But yeah, as we sit here, Clemson is currently down by 10 with less than 10 minutes to go. Virginia might be one of my least favorite teams to play against / watch.
Yes.
It's a race to 50 every time.
Yeah, I mean all the advanced metric sites hate the ACC this year. Like I'm looking at KenPom right now. Virginia's 37th in KenPom.
And they're ranked 13th.
Right. Clemson is ranked 67th in KenPom, and like I told you guys beforehand, let's play. It's insane who's higher than us. I mean, if it makes us feel any better, 2 spots behind us is 28-3 College of Charleston. So
there we go.
Yeah,
3?
Yeah.
They're getting
in. No, they'll have to win the tournament.
Not at large now.
But yeah, so ahead of us, coming in, we're 67th. Coming in at 65th, we have 12-17 Ohio State.
Is West Virginia there too? They've got to be. Speaking of below 500 teams that are projected above us.
Hey, careful with them. They screwed me last night.
West Virginia is 19th in KenPom at 17-13.
That's sure. At what point do you just throw it out? They
just really like the Big 12.
Big 12, yeah. The Big 12 has taken the ACC spot as the conference that will get 10 teams in every year.
Iowa State is 17-12, and they're 25th. Arkansas is 19-10. The Big East has Creighton at 18-11, and they're 14th.
How is KenPom measured?
I don't know.
There's a lot of offensive and defensive measures that go into it. It's at least defined somewhere.
Yeah, I was about to say, but at least it's like public.
Right.
Like if you wanted to figure it out, you could maybe.
And the net's ESPN's thing, isn't it?
It's the NCAA's thing, I believe.
Yeah.
NCAA.
Texas Tech is 16-13, and they're 51st. Oklahoma is 14-15, and they're 52nd.
I've honestly given up on. I mean, I don't know what else Clemson could do.
Colorado in the Pac-12 is 15-15. Washington State is 15-15 ahead of us. Villanova is 15-14 and ahead of us. UCF is 16-12, and they are ahead of us.
Yeah, that's a touchy subject with that school.
Yeah, we're going to have to win a game in the ACC tournament after a likely double bye. I guess to solidify our chances when we beat Notre Dame on Saturday.
Are we a tournament team? Yes. Will we get bounced in the first round? Yes.
I mean, right now we're not a tournament team.
I think we
No,
are.
like objectively speaking.
I mean,
I think as much as I would love to see Brad Brownell, engage with some cardboard boxes, I think that I'm at least going to defend the program as a whole doing enough to make the tournament.
I mean, it's hard to win 30 games or 20 games in the ACC and not make it.
Right. Even if Florida State and Louisville have dragged the conference down for months with their atrocious play.
And then we raise them right back up by losing a little.
Right. And we
over
did beat
under
Florida
how
State
many
by 40,
teams?
so.
Yeah.
Over under how many teams from the ACC are making the tournament?
I would say 6 or 7.
In the ACC?
5. I'm including Clemson.
11?
I'm thinking 4.
5.5 maybe.
Pitt's in, Miami's in, the winner's in, Virginia's in.
Hang on.
But if one of them is going to be the winner, probably, unless someone makes a run like Georgia
correct.
Tech did a couple years ago.
Miami's in.
Yeah.
Virginia's in.
Yeah.
Pitt should
Carolina's in.
Mm-mm.
Duke, NC State.
NC State.
2 of those 3 will make it, I think.
Pittsburgh.
Probably all 3 just because of the name.
That too. And I think the one indictment you can say about Clemson is Brad Brownell's been there 13 years and does not have the benefit of the doubt to make the tournament in a year like this. So that would be my one pushback.
I'm going to put it at 6.5.
Duke, Miami, Virginia, North Carolina.
I don't think they're in.
Well, they're 43rd in Ken Palm, so
65.
That's fine. They have
our
they
beginning
won
of the
against Quad One?
season. Our beginning of the season out of conference needs to improve.
That losing to Iowa.
Right.
Winning Iowa probably would have been nice. And South Carolina. And Loyola. We should have won all the ones we lost.
Yeah, they were all winnable games.
We
failed to win.
probably should be sitting at like 25 and like 6.
Well,
You
that
win 2 of
Loyola,
the 3 losses. Yeah.
yeah, that Loyola Chicago was a 76-58, but Iowa was a 3-point loss, and then South Carolina was a buzzer beater.
And South Carolina, for those wondering on the Ken Palm rankings, is 221st.
That's just.
And that is out of 360.
Yeah, they are 10-19, so they lost to Furman, Georgia. Yeah, so not a great loss, but
No, but I think that above 500 record in the ACC should outweigh that.
So we lost to 281 Louisville.
I can't believe you're top
200,
300.
on the road, 10-point loss.
221 South Carolina.
Loyola's got to be low.
Oh, wait, we beat Florida State both times.
Yes, and one was a blowout.
Almost 40 points. Yeah.
Anyways, that's the Ken Palm rant of the night. Moving on.
I
Are we
think
sticking
we're in,
with-
honestly. I really do.
Do we want to stick with Clemson and discuss the highs and lows so far of the baseball season?
I mean, there hasn't been any highs, honestly.
No, that really
No.
hasn't.
We beat what? Who do we beat week 1?
Binghamton.
Yeah, Binghamton.
A tournament
That's not a
team.
real school.
But,
Yeah, they're a tournament team that lost 27-4 in their first game.
okay, we did not play in the tournament
That's-
last year. So,
that's a
you know,
fact.
The
That's
can't-
a fact.
we can't
I guess
sling that slander yet.
the bright spot of that weekend was 17 stolen bases in a
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure the catcher was throwing with the wrong arm. Because what
Helps.
the hell? We beat Binghamton, whatever. A 3-game sweep in college baseball is always hard. It's always impressive. I don't care who you're playing. And then you beat a pretty solid UNC Charlotte team.
Right.
Pretty
tournament
solid.
team.
I mean, they're not great, but they're sleepers. They could do
It's a
some
good
things.
early season indicator. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you blow chunks against UCF.
And lose
Now
a
that-
midweek today to USC Upstate.
And then lose the midweek to USC Upstate.
I mean, I said
the
something
pitching
that-
is just.
yeah.
I don't know what
No,
happened
none.
after 4 games. I really don't. I know Ammons has been hurt. We got to figure something out because the
I mean,
biggest
did we
series
feel-
of the season happens this weekend. So
Dude, do we feel great about him coming from the He hadn't thrown over 2 innings his whole career. Did we feel
But
great about being
no,
a starter?
I felt good about Ammons. Ammons
You
look
did?
fine.
Yeah.
Ammons look fine. Ammons look fine.
This is the time you
not
need him
Ammons.
getting innings, honestly.
Yeah, it's not Ammons. The problem is
Okay.
not Ryan Ammons.
No.
That is the least of our problems. Ryan Ammons is the best pitcher on our team, bar none.
That's why he's a Friday guy.
We started that kid today. The freshman.
Right. First
Tristan
start?
Tristan Smith?
Yes,
Tristan
Tristan Smith.
Yeah.
He's electric. He's going to be good. I think he's moving into the weekend rotation this weekend.
Is USC Upstate good?
No.
They're not.
They're not.
Why did I think? I think I was getting them with
They were
Charleston,
okay,
Charlotte.
2 years ago.
When they beat us, 2 years ago they beat us and they were okay.
I remember them
College
being,
Charleston's a good program because of
Yeah.
Monty, RIP. Coastal's a
see him
good
this
program.
he's making it look like he can be a good hitting coach. They are,
We'll find
because I'm
out.
pretty sure South Carolina leads the nation in homers.
Yeah, we're about to be
Wear
on
one
the
on the
receiving end of that
Yeah.
ass whipping this weekend.
We're gonna
We're
help
gonna wear
that
one on the
figure
chin.
along.
There is no way we win this series.
And that
No
that
way.
Friday night guy they have too is a stud.
Will Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is really good.
There's gonna be thousands of proud people walking around Walmart in pajama pants come Monday.
So yeah, baseball's off to not the greatest start, but we can't put too much into it. It's his first season. It's still Monty Lee's guys. I know we
Right.
would like to see a little bit more, but it hurts.
This is a reset. I think we forgot that quickly with the quick start. And
It's still Clemson baseball. We expect good. The guys that we have should be top-notch guys. They should be able to play no matter what. And it's not showing, and it's kind of frustrating.
No, and having the rivalry series this early in the season is a blessing and a curse. And this year it's looking like a curse because this team's just not ready for that kind of competition, that kind of pressure. I don't think, honestly. If we can't handle midweeks and we're getting swept by John Reese Plumlee, then we have issues, and we're not going to fix them between now and Friday. So
it's and that's what you said. Early on in the season, we started off 14-0 last year with a sweep versus South Carolina.
Right.
And then we see what happened with the rest of the season. We didn't make the ACC tournament. We didn't make a regional, and we fired our coach. So.
Right, and we may see that at Little John too. Basketball started 10-1. We started to fall off. I think we're incorrectly on the outside looking in the postseason right now. But that, now that you mentioned that, is very eerily similar to what's happened with basketball the last couple of weeks. But again, Bakich is going to need time. His culture is one very different from Monty's, and hopefully that will bring very different results from Monty's, especially as he begins to bring in his own players. Some of the transfers he's brought in at key positions are surely going to help, but there's going to be some adjustment for them as well. So I think that change is going to happen internally before we see it on the field, and I don't think that 3 or 4 weeks is going to be a realistic time frame for it. But like you said, we're a program that's been there, has done that, should be there. It's just going to take a little more time than our patience probably allows for us to get back
For
there.
baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bakich's track record is at a point where you just got to let the process play out, right?
Right. Impatience is the only thing we can really screw up here.
It's frustrating as hell.
Yeah. Because you missed me say it. I say we know what this program needs to be and what the guys are.
It's not even what this program needs to be. It's what this program
has been. Yeah. Has been, should be.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
It should be an Omaha team.
Omaha contention every year. We should host super regionals every other year, if not 70% of the time.
Do we still have Omaha on the back of our hats?
I think so. I don't know. I don't care about that. But
that's just. Yeah. It's just that. I know it's something small, but it says that we expect to be there. We have it on our hats for crying out loud.
Keep it there. Honestly.
Everyone has it somewhere
in
the program. Yeah, everyone either has it on the dugout, Omahogs in the.
I like that one. That one.
That was good.
Road to Omaha, all of them have it. No, there's obviously some soft players in this program.
Yeah.
They've been allowed to be that way for years.
Monty's a pro guy. Okay? And that's not to his discredit. Monty recruited some hell of talent, right? Some great talent. But he was a sink or swim guy. He was if you are successful, it's because of you, and if you're not successful, it's because of you, right? Clemson baseball currently, with a couple outliers, doesn't have the stuff on the staff.
Yeah.
Like, all of our guys are 89 to 91. And if this was 8 years ago, we're shoving, okay? But 91 in the college game now is nothing. That used to be slightly – Division I baseball, hitting speed used to be 89 miles an hour. You threw 89 miles an hour, you're going D1. Now, if you don't break 92, it's like, okay. Dude, I was at I went to 2 Tennessee games this weekend. I counted 7 guys they rolled out that threw 95. 7.
That's without Ben Joyce.
We have his brother who throws 95, but yeah.
Jeez.
But yeah, so we just don't have the stuff. Like that Tristan Smith kid's gonna be good, 100%. I know they're a little disappointed in like Austin Gordon where he's at right now, because he had some injuries, but like he's getting back. They thought he was gonna be a 95 to 97 guy, so maybe by the end of the season. We just don't have guys that can throw 95 and throw bangers, And
the last one I really remember was like Gilliam.
Riley Gilliam, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he would
Sam
come in.
Weatherly was pretty good.
Yeah. For some reason, like Pat Krall just sticks out of my head. Like that dude was a stud. Like I think he was there our freshman year.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember.
Oh, y'all, killing me, Smalls. But yeah, like you said, we just don't have those guys that are going to go out there and shove it past you. I mean, one guy picked up some speed going into the pros, but that's a little different story.
I mean, even him, he threw 97 coming out of high school.
Yeah.
We just don't have those guys. I mean, unfortunately, we had 2 like first round arms go in the draft, right, coming out of high school. But at the same time, you got to plan for that. You got to know, like, these guys are probably going to go, so we got to fill the spots.
And a program where we need to be is going to have that happen anyway. So that just needs to be factored into it.
Every year with Jack Leggett.
Right.
Jack Leggett recruited, Zach Greinke. It's the only one really that comes off the top of my head. But, he recruited the studs.
I mean, that's a name. It's a name.
He recruited the studs that went in the first round.
Right.
This past year, Bubba Chandler went. Where was that 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. That's 2 years ago. Boy, so Bubba Chandler didn't make it on campus. He's a Friday guy, 100%. And who's the kid that went to the Rangers this past year?
What was your point?
Porter. That's who it was.
Brock Porter. Brock Porter was. Oh my God, Brock Porter's so good. But yes, that's 2 guys right there. But like until you get to Vandy's level, those guys don't come to campus.
Right.
Vandy gets those guys to come to campus because they're Vandy.
And
unless you can sell them on elevating their stock, then they're just not going to happen.
Right. LSU can get those guys. Tennessee's getting those guys now. Florida can get those guys. Arkansas kind of can get those guys.
Mississippi State used to. Or they're getting amphibious pitchers or ambidextrous pitchers.
That dude's a stud.
That was
yes.
That dude is
That's what it
so
is.
good. That's like the most impressive thing ever. Shohei Ohtani may be included.
I saw some people saying, couldn't he throw like 160 pitches in a game? Like, no.
He will not be doing that in college.
Why couldn't he?
They're not going to let him.
I know, but
I mean, if he went to Vanderbilt, then maybe.
But in theory,
but you don't
why
think
can't he throw 80 pitches with both arms?
A fatigue thing?
That'd be
Of
wild.
what?
Stamina?
Yeah,
Being able to breathe?
I mean, yeah, you probably get like tired out, but like
Arm-wise, you should be okay.
arm-wise, you're fine.
Yeah,
Arm-wise, like,
that's fair.
just do a couple more squats.
Sure.
I'm saying arm-wise, if you're worried about the elbow and shoulder, that is fine. One could argue that it would actually be healthier to do that.
This is Dr. Nelson now.
Because, well, I'm saying, like, when Grayson, you can speak on this a little bit, but like, if you have an injury, right, and you start to favor
one side,
that one is more likely to be injured. And while that one's injured, you then have to favor the other one that's not built up, and that one subsequently gets injured. But if you build up both of them at the same time,
it cancels out. It's simple PEMDAS.
Think about it.
Like there's a kid in my high school. He threw righty, and he was like training himself to throw lefty, but never got anywhere with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably one of those things where like you can either do or you can't. But sure, yeah, go ahead.
He threw a baseball right-handed and threw a football left-handed. It's the weirdest thing.
What?
Yeah, his name was Brandon Tillman. Shout out. Played football at Liberty.
We're gonna have to move this to my phone. I don't know why my computer's dying so fast.
Well, we'll be here.
Oh wait, no, I can charge with my iPhone or my iPad charger. I'll be right back.
So that's 20 minutes into the podcast. That might be enough Clemson talk for you guys at the moment. Oh no, we still got softball. Sorry about the best team that we have going right now.
Save the elite for last. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot about them. My bad, girls. Can we just trade them out for our baseball team?
Pitching, please.
Yeah, I don't care. Let's put them 66 feet away. Let them start shoving.
I don't care. They're not going to give up 20 runs to UCF, probably.
Because what they are doing is insane right now. They were what, 14-0 before their first loss?
Yes, to Jacob's favorite team.
What happened?
So, softball, a team that can actually win.
Yes, fourth in the nation.
Yes. Millie Thompson over the weekend, 12 innings, 12 strikeouts, no walks, ERA all zeros.
Yeah, Clemson softball. I think we need to get more into the Clemson softball content.
We do, because that's the best team we've got across the street by a large margin.
That may be the best at this current moment in time.
Yeah.
That may be the best program on campus.
Yeah. I don't see.
You can make that argument.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yes. Down, softball's trending up.
Yes.
Right, but when you say program, that entails recent history, and softball has 4 years of it, and we've got 2 championships in 4 years.
And in those 4 years at it, those 4 years, they're like.
We have 1 title in 4 years.
It's like this.
Whatever.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, football's still higher. Football is still higher than softball. But I'm saying football's trending down. Softball's
currently
from heights
trending
that
down.
softball has yet to reach, which they could this year, honestly.
For the 2022-2023 season,
I think they're number 2.
Clemson football's trending down, softball's trending up.
All right, Todd Ellis. Yeah, I mean, I think that's.
I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah. Hopefully, next season, football's trending back upwards.
Right.
Go ahead and put that out. But softball's right there. Like, if they go to
watch some guys in the combine this week.
A rising tide lifts all boats. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that when we won a couple of national championships in football. Things started to pick up. We won a soccer national championship a few years later.
Yeah, should have won another one.
So, yeah, I wouldn't. It's safe to say that they're the best program that we have going right now. It's early in the season, but when ACC go to where do they play? Tulsa,
Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm. Go to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Make a little run.
Doable. That really is doable.
I go to Oklahoma City.
They pack it out.
Right.
Oh, they get better crowds than.
It's an event. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost 1-0 to Tennessee. That's their one loss.
Yeah.
So I think that's. I mean, through 15 games, 16 games. I'm not sure what the exact record is, which is on me. But I think that the lone blemish was.
They're 15-1.
Yeah,
they've been destroyed. They beat Michigan State probably 20-0 combined in the 2 games of the weekend.
Yeah, they're 15-1. Jesus Christ.
It was not close. So
at the rate they're going to Oklahoma City this year. First year they made it to regionals. Last year they made it to its super regionals.
Lost to Alabama.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like Oklahoma State always gets Clemson in some sort of super regional.
Sadly, yeah.
Because I think we lost to them twice or something in baseball. They had some just buzzsaws for pitchers. We're softball school.
As the kids say, killing these bitches.
Yeah, you can go
That
with
run
that.
differential is hefty, I'd imagine.
I mean, I think it's just the pitching, man. Like, I think our
No, it
hitting's
really
pretty
is.
solid, but like we don't give up runs.
We haven't allowed more
Right.
than 3 runs in a game.
Right, and like I mentioned, the one loss was 1-0 in 7 innings, which is just unusual from an offensive standpoint. When you look at how many runs we've scored over these 16 games, I think that.
Yeah, and the one game we let up 3 was Georgia State.
That,
Right,
and
it
that
was
was the second
probably
time we
21-3.
played them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'd beaten them already 11-2.
Right,
Well,
no,
that's one more
there's
run.
not a lot of mercy going on with the softball program, which is fine. It makes up for the fact that baseball's getting beat so bad, kids are running down the hill and putting it on TikTok. So I think it's a welcome distraction from however you want to say baseball's trending right now, at least
From
in
the
early
boys on the
season.
diamond. Yeah.
Where do
I
you
don't
guys
know.
stand on the whole UCF going down the hill thing?
If you leave a stadium open, that's bound
Right.
to happen.
Apparently they shower in the visiting locker room.
Yeah.
So that's how they got
Really?
in. They were
Yeah, where else
saying
are they gonna shower?
Jervy.
That's fair.
Jervy's completely wiped.
Yeah, because they're remodeling it.
Yeah, there's no one's in there anymore. The only people that are in there now is volleyball.
Interesting.
And I think the stadium's usually open, just in general, because there's always people walking around.
There's construction
used to
going.
be.
I mean, like if
Right.
you wanted to get into Memorial Stadium, it's not that hard.
Yeah. I mean, we used
Yeah.
to walk through on the way to Sunday treatment all the time. So that's, yeah. They had it open for pictures and stuff, but I mean, yeah, I don't care either. I just something that in the snippets I hear of local radio going to and from work, people were not happy with.
I mean, I'm not like, I mean, like it's probably bullshit that UCF did that, but like I'm not mad about it. But I think it's more of like an indictment on the program.
Yeah,
right. It's a wake up
anything.
call. It's I think that's.
and it worked today.
Yeah, we'll get smoked by USC Upstate.
But
Just saving it for Friday, maybe.
oh,
Hopefully.
Galloway just turned it over. We were down by 5 with 20 seconds left, so that's gonna do it.
Yeah, they might cover.
Well,
That closed at 6.5, I want to say.
yes.
So who knows?
I think 30 minutes of Clemson talk currently
That's enough. Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
It's largely not glass half full either.
Yep.
Spring training's underway, finally.
Yes.
And
Welcome sight.
Dodgers are already losing guys.
Dodgers are losing guys. Yes.
The void at shortstop is now a black hole, honestly.
Yes. I saw today that they're planning on moving Chris Taylor to shortstop and Mookie Betts to second base.
Stop
okay.
it. Are they really?
The word on the street.
They need to restructure his contract then. That's hilarious.
I mean, he
But
played
yeah.
second base for a while.
Who, Mookie?
Yeah.
Right, but
Coming
they
up.
don't pay him to be in the infield.
I mean, a
Second-
decent second baseman is probably more valuable than a
Yeah.
good right fielder.
Get Joey Gallo back out there.
Shit. Where's he at?
Yankees? No, he left. He's still with the Dodgers.
Twins.
No,
He's with the
Twins.
Twins.
That
Him and
interesting.
Correa are hanging out.
for another year.
No. I don't think he's got any more opt-outs, right?
Correa?
Yeah, that new contract, he didn't have any more they didn't do any opt-outs.
Yeah, no, I think it's just a normal, like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Speaking of new contracts, thoughts on Machado getting the Brinks truck in San Diego?
Oh, that's not going to end up well.
No.
He's going to be 41 by the time it expires.
Yeah, it's.
Grayson, you
Yeah,
should know
if-
about that.
Shut up. I was about to say, from experience, paying players that are good now to be good when they're 41 or 55 or however old they are is not a good way to do it, especially if you don't win anything while you do that.
I mean, this is a contract to win a World Series in the next 4 years.
Between them and the Mets, how many do they win over the next 4 years?
Zero.
Over under 1.5.
Zero.
I think so too.
Put over
Zero.
under a half.
Zero.
Has this ever really worked? Just pouring money into a roster?
Dodgers,
Dodgers as it?
2020. Yeah, but that was 2020.
Yankees.
But
But that was
2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even then, I don't think they were doing an insane amount of contracts.
Yeah, they did. A-Rod,
Oh,
Derek Jeter, Andy Pettitte,
A-Rod.
Jorge
Sure.
Posada. Teixeira. Yeah, they had the contract.
Yeah.
Never mind. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Mariano Rivera.
Mariano Rivera. Yeah, they had a substantial payroll.
Right.
I saw a stat here. I'll pull it up. 4+ WAR seasons by age for a hitter. This is from 2013 to 2022, so 10 years. By year, a hitter. There's been one 40-year-old guy to do it, 0 39-year-olds, 1 38-year-old, 2 37-year-olds, 2 36-year-olds, 9 35-year-olds, 9 34-year-olds, and 14 33-year-olds. So realistically, you're looking at 3 good years for this Machado.
That 4-year window is pretty accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. If they get to 35, then he's gonna fall off.
Have the details about his contract came out?
Yeah, it's 11 years,
$350
million.
Yeah. I mean, they're in the same predicament the Angels
$45 million signing bonus.
Yeah.
That's insane. But like, you can do all this. They're still not the best team in their own division. I mean,
Yeah, they are.
You think they're better than
yeah.
Dodgers?
Oh yeah, not even close. It's not even close. On paper, they're different league.
Grayson, do you forget that they have Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis, Xander Bogaerts, Blake Snell, Yu Darvish?
No, I don't.
Machado.
Tatis, when is he eligible?
Like
Post-
April
halfway through the
15th.
season? Yeah.
Post motorcycle, post
Like April
steroids.
15th.
Yeah, I mean, Soto and Xander are new guys. They're going to be great. I just don't know if I buy that they just immediately start blowing past people.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, like, no, I don't necessarily know that they're gonna beat the Dodgers or win the NL West, but I'm saying on paper,
Yeah.
the Padres
on
are
paper.
the best team in the West.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah. I
Dodgers,
was saying, as we see it play out, 162 games plus, 30 in the playoffs. I'm not
Dodgers
quite
made no additions. I mean, we saw that postseason last year. It doesn't matter like what the regular 162 was.
Right, I mean, the Giants proved that a couple years ago.
But I mean, the Dodgers made no additions, and they lost Trey Turner.
Yeah. And
The
I hate to
Padres.
say it, but Clayton Kershaw's getting old.
Very old.
Yeah, we've said that for like 5 years now.
That's true.
I'm glad he got his ring at least, but yeah.
The Padres, have Xander Bogaerts is short, Manny Machado at third, Hassan Kim, who was playing shortstop,
He's
He's
good
pretty good.
at second base.
Joe Musgrove.
Who do they have at first now?
It's not Bell,
Brandon
right? Bell's in
Dixon?
Cleveland.
No, Bell's in Cleveland. Whatever. They have Tatis in center coming back. They have Soto in right. Joe Musgrove, Yu Darvish, Blake Snell. That's a pretty mean trio. None of them are bona fide aces, but that's a solid three.
For a playoff rotation, that's
They got Matt Carpenter coming off the bench.
And Matt Carpenter, who
Nelson Cruz, their DH, who still can hit the ball.
maybe.
Austin Nola's their catcher.
Austin Nola is not a good catcher, but he definitely is able to catch a ball.
I mean, do you even need a great catcher these days?
Yes.
doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
Or do you need a
Catcher is
serviceable
actually
catcher?
one of the positions that would set a team apart. AKA the Braves with Travis d'Arnaud and Sean Murphy, Dodgers with Will Smith.
The Padres'
Why am I
futures
blanking on
odds
his name?
wise.
JT Realmuto. I
JT
forgot about
Realmuto
his
with
name.
Phillies.
Right. Padres' fourth highest odds to win the NL this season, as we sit here.
You know who's the first?
I assume the Braves are first.
They are not.
Which
Mets.
Yes.
The Mets. Yeah, Mets, Braves,
I've seen
Dodgers.
the Braves. I've seen the Braves
Padres.
with like the best World Series odds multiple times.
No, Braves don't have the best odds from Vegas, but they have the best odds projection. Like Steamer and Zips and all that stuff. Love the Braves.
Give me the Braves. I think, if nothing else, mentally they own the Mets. So I think
No, I have a take that the Braves aren't going to win the NL East this year, but for a reason. Unless they're either going to lose it kind of on purpose or win it by 15 games. Because they kind of saw how last year, that series with the Mets was the
Playoffs.
That
was an NLCS game.
They burned themselves out to get to that point. And they got to that point. Congrats to them.
Yeah.
But we saw the year prior, just get in and be hot. Just be hot, healthy, and be in the playoffs. And now with an additional team, you have to win 86 games.
Right. The bar is much, much lower now.
Much lower.
I'm pretty sure at one point the entire NL East was like, or AL East was in contention to reach the playoffs or something like that.
Well, Baltimore, but yeah.
Baltimore.
Outside of them.
They sold at the deadline, though. But yes,
Yeah.
until then.
You guys don't remember. The Red Sox finished last in that division.
Yeah, that's
right,
true.
but Baltimore was in contention. They sold at the deadline. That was kind of it.
No, and they were still in contention. I think they
but
won
you really
after
never
that.
truly thought they were going to make the playoffs after that. They traded the closer. They traded.
Baltimore was 83 and 79.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Right.
pretty
And Tampa was
good.
86 and 76. They were 3 games behind Tampa, who got into the wild card.
Yeah, they were close, man.
No, I'm not saying they weren't close. I'm just saying down the stretch with what they did at the deadline, it was kind of clear where their intentions lied.
Well,
But they still were right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
No,
I'll
they were
agree with
absolutely. They were probably what, first, second team out. I mean.
that. Yeah, they were the first team out.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah, they were because they were right behind Tampa.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, the AL East was brutal last year. The NL East is going to be brutal this year. Luckily, you don't play a team 27 times or 26 times a year now.
18, is that the number?
No, I think it's like 11.
Used to be.
Really? What?
Yeah.
It used to be 26.
Well, interleague's everywhere now, so that's
Well, that's been
Remember
a
when
thing.
interleague was its own
years.
week?
right. But it used to
Yeah.
be a week. Now
Yeah,
it's
like in the
all
middle
over
of
the place.
summer.
Like now the
Yeah.
Angels go to Atlanta in July every year, which is
Right.
awesome.
Yeah, it's
But-
pretty cool. Well, yeah, you play every team. It's the NBA model this year now.
Right.
Play every
Which
team.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean that's how it should
I
be.
did too, because I never used to be able to watch the Angels, and now it seems they'll probably get them back in the next couple of years. But the Angels in
remember last time
Atlanta is exciting.
Last time you saw him in person?
Yep, a 20-went yard and nothing else matters.
Don't remember much.
That's funny.
Yeah, what was that? We'll have to go back to that game.
Absolutely.
This year?
I will walk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had a nice little hike to our hotel. It's about a mile and a half.
that's all right.
Yeah, we didn't feel it though. It's fun.
World Baseball Classic starts next week.
Yep. I was thinking,
Yep.
what, do a preview next week, or do we
We'll
want
do some next week. We'll do some next week.
Yeah. We'll have a fully prepared.
I haven't looked into it enough to.
Right, me neither.
to?
Current.
The island teams are going to be fun to watch. That's all I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
There's gonna
seems
be
racist.
a
I'm
lot of
not
fun.
sure.
No.
No. Puerto
I'm
Rico,
not
Dominican.
sure why,
It's gonna be a lot of fun rosters.
but referring it to them as the island teams.
Because Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Venezuela's not. Yeah, that's where it gets a little sketchy.
So Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Those are the two island team names.
Is Cuba in this?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're an island.
Yeah.
The
All right. That helps my
Netherlands
cause.
technically an island.
It's not what he was
Aren't
going
they,
for,
like-
but
is it
sure.
like-
Well,
Yeah.
Curacao plays for the Netherlands.
Japan's an island. Australia is an island.
South Korea's a peninsula. That's close enough.
That's water. America has Hawaii.
Yeah.
Speaking of baseball controversies, it's spring training and no one's really watching yet, but the pitch clock is here and it's having a pretty big effect, I would say. One of the more polarizing baseball issues since the Astros cheating scandal, I think, honestly. It's rare to see baseball getting a lot of play on Twitter, but with the pitch clock and the situations it's caused so far, most notably with the Braves Red Sox game ending in a tie because of it. No extras in spring training, just out of general rule, but a pitch clock on the, I guess, batter's end ended the game with an automatic called strike. Machado caught a couple early in counts. What do you guys think of the pitch clock so far as we near regular season action that actually counts?
I haven't seen a spring training game yet, so I haven't really been affected by it. I've seen it so far in like college games where when Clemson
College
played
hasn't
Binghamton.
changed. College hasn't changed.
No, they have the rule. Or it's
I
like
know,
a
but they've
warning.
always had the rule. They've always had the rule.
Oh, they have. I've
Uh-huh.
never noticed it.
Um,
They do this, but I mean, like I said, I haven't seen a game yet where I have to be affected by it yet.
I've seen, I would say, in the ballpark of 15 spring training games thus far.
Jesus.
Yeah, I just watch it. It's on the TV.
An inning of pop.
Yeah, just look. And I love it. Point blank. I love it. I mean, I love it. It's awesome. That's all I have to say. I'm going to hold off full judgment until the regular season because I might hate it when like teams are actually trying to win.
Yeah, when it's like the
Right.
Braves Mets series that we had last year, and
Right.
something happens with the pitch clock, then it might get
Ronald
a little.
Acuna Jr., like bottom of the ninth, is getting called for an automatic strike, like going against Edwin Diaz. I'll probably lose my absolute mind. But
Things might get thrown.
Until that happens, I love it. Let's.
Right, but those like 2-on, 1-out, bottom of the eighth kind of games where it's 6-5 and you're starting guys at 0-1 because of, I guess you call it routines, pre-bat, stuff like that. I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope that the low leverage spots in the spring kind of lead to adjustment and we don't ever see it in a high leverage spot, but we know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of when.
I mean, the high leverage spots, they're going to have some leniency like the NFL does with quarterbacks and the play clock.
Yeah. That extra beat. Yeah, exactly.
What is it? 15 seconds when nobody's on base and 20 when it's on someone's on base?
Yeah.
15 seconds is a long time to sit there and do nothing.
Right, but when
at least for a
40
batter.
seconds, then,
I mean, the
It's an
15
adjustment.
turns out, I mean, trust me, it's a longer time than what, like, you think.
Yeah.
But once again, I sent you guys this data, based upon, like, game length time throughout the years. And if anyone tries to tell you that this is BS because this is how the game was always played, they're wrong. It was never played like 3 hours. Baseball's always been a 2 hours and 20 minutes to 2 hours and 45 minute range. Like that's how long a 9-inning game should take. And
that's how I mean, college takes that long. But I know there's difference with like
college is the worst. Yeah, but they have pitching changes and defensive replacements and yada yada yada. But don't change the college game. College baseball is so weird and beautiful and
it's weirdly beautiful.
It's so weird. But yeah, I like being able to watch Clemson get murdered by USC Upstate on 4:00 on a Tuesday.
And be done by 6 and not have to worry about it.
Right. I did have this take the other day. If the game started at 6:30 instead of 7:20, no one would complain
no one
about
had a problem with it.
No one would have the problem with a 3-hour baseball game.
Yeah. It's because they end at 10 o'clock.
It's these late playoff games.
10:30. Yeah. A game that starts at 7:20 on Bally Sports doesn't end until 10:30. And you're like, what the hell? I got to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But if it starts at 6:20 and it ends at 9:30, I don't care.
Yeah.
Right. And for me, the Angels start at 10:05, so you can't fix that on the East Coast.
Yeah,
that's on me.
If I were you, honestly, I would just skip opening day and just like be one day behind the schedule.
And just watch everything at 6:30 from the day before.
Yeah.
Right. Just turn it into a West Coast first pitch on my end.
Yeah. Just at like 6:00. Just
Right, and you guys warn me ahead of time if something like that Phillies comeback happens, and I just skip that thing entirely.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't even have to watch it.
Right.
Or if Mike Trout gets hurt during a game, or...
Oh, when does that ever happen, though? I mean, come on.
True.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's only been... You're right. It's never happened. It's never happened.
I mean, we can tell you next Rendon's going to get hurt during a game? I mean, come on. It's not...
Hey, he's a fighter. He'll come back and fight.
Since 2015, players with 250 home runs and 75 stolen bases. There's 2 players. Can you name them?
250 and 70?
5.
Since 2015?
250 home runs, 75 stolen bases.
Trout has to be
Trout?
No. Trout's 1.
Is the second one a tough one?
Nah.
I feel like it's not.
That's pretty hard to do, so...
Do we have a team?
I'd give it away.
Division. Is it an NL team?
Yeah.
It's an NL team. I'm
trying to think. I can't separate
it's Machado. It's Machado.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd buy that. Some of his hitting stats, they really surprise you. And they honestly shouldn't, but they just do.
Yeah. Since 2015, Trout has 252 homers. Machado has 250. Trout has 102.
So he's barely there. He's literally just there.
Trout has 102 stolen bases. Machado has 75.
So he's literally that's a
Right. That's just how hard that is to do.
Speaking of stolen bases, how about the new bases? How much of a difference that's going to make?
That's zero, negligible.
I don't think that's too much.
It'll make the guys that steal 30 bases maybe steal 3 more, just because bang bangs.
Yeah.
And it'll make the guys that don't steal still not steal.
Home plate's the same size, right? That didn't change, did it?
I hope to God not.
I'm
no.
just making sure.
No.
It just popped in my head.
We can't get those right
Would
already. There's no reason to
completely change the strike zone.
Okay. Hey, I asking questions. Just double check. Just clarifying.
Casually add 3 inches to the strike zone and dare guys to throw 400 strikeouts.
Like, I hope I didn't miss that one. Jesus.
Spencer Strider over under like 299.5 strikeouts.
With a 24-inch plate? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, yeah. No, they didn't change the damn plate.
Tucker Davidson might be good.
How did he throw the other day?
Like Tucker Davidson.
Did he really?
Aggressively just good enough.
How was the post game TikTok? That's the real question.
I refuse to watch those, and I don't care.
I want
if he's
him on.
the
I'm gonna
team.
try to get him on.
I would love that, honestly.
I want him on.
That'd be cool. Our first professional baseball player.
I'll smoke him.
We're batting 1,000 on Real Mozen.
2 perfect innings, struck out 3. Did he pitch at home? Was it a home game, Grayson?
I mean, they're in Florida, but
Angels are in Florida?
You know what I meant. Arizona, whatever.
Arizona.
They're not in the.
Are they the home team?
I have no idea.
That matters.
Speaking of former Braves players at times in the Angels.
They were the away team. They were the away team. Okay, so he faced the real Mariners lineup.
Yes. Cy Young.
Cy Young?
Go ahead, Bailey.
Where was I going with this?
If you say who I think whatever his name is.
What'd you say?
Tukey? I'm pretty sure Tukey's with them Twins now.
Tukey's with the Indians.
Indians.
Sorry, Guardians.
Guardians.
I
knew it was one of those red and blue teams that were in the Midwest. Yeah. I mean, do you want to get into your boy Jesse Chavez?
No, I wish nothing but pain and sadness for him, as he's caused me. Casual.
The dude's a G.
All round down, a 25 ERA in 3 weeks as an Angel. Blew like 5 games in the span of 100 hours or something absurd like that. You are welcome to him, and I hope he stays as a Brave forever.
And he shoves.
Who shoves?
Jesse Chavez.
Oh yeah. I mean, the regression year has to come.
Oh, it's coming this year.
What do you mean has to come?
It's coming this year.
He's had a year's worth of regression in 3 weeks in Anaheim. I think we're
there.
there.
That is still the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
Was he like a sleeper cell? Like, I don't get it. What did we do? Because we stole Perry.
We sent him to the Cubs, and then he went to the Angels.
Twice. Yeah. We sent him to the Cubs. He was shit. And then we got him back. He was great. And we sent him to the Angels. He was shit. Then we got him back. He was great.
Yeah.
I was giving you Iglesias for nothing, not enough.
God, that was the dumbest trade ever.
You mean
that was so stupid?
You mean for 27-year-old Tucker Davidson, who is out of minor league options and just threw 2 scoreless innings in spring training? That guy?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Okay. Or are you talking about the guy that gave up 1 run in like 30 appearances in real baseball?
Yeah, we don't need a closer. It's not like we need to win now or anything. Forget it. It's all good.
Jacob, did you see who the Braves got back? Colby Allard. I noticed that the other day.
Oh, yeah, he started game 1.
Yeah, I totally
Rangers
blanked on
legend.
that.
Rangers legend.
Yeah.
Braves top pitching prospect at one point.
Didn't we trade him for Christian Martin? Was he in that trade?
Sounds right. He's got a career 6.07 ERA. So what would you give for him, Grayson?
For
Trout?
Ohtani?
What would the Angels give up for a 6.07 ERA pitcher?
Tucker Davidson.
I was gonna say you would give up Ben Joyce from him.
No.
I have a hot take, and I think you guys drafting Ben Joyce is the dumbest shit of all time.
What about the 27 other pitchers?
I don't know. To be determined.
I mean, one of them has pitched like 25 major league innings, so I think that's a roaring success.
I mean, if you get one big leaguer out of each draft, that's not bad.
We might get 3 or 4, honestly.
Yeah, that's not bad, like, at all. Okay, so I was going to say, I think I touched on this. I never really extrapolated on it or wrote it down on paper, but I have a concept in the NFL draft of only drafting the most expensive positions, right? On the free
QB
agent
and
market.
D end.
QB, DN, offensive tackle. That's it. That's all I would draft in the first round. I don't care if I have the best ones. That's all.
Running backs are expendable.
Running backs
Extremely.
are expendable. Safeties are expendable. Linebacker. If you look at the average salary, linebacker is a bit skewed because outside linebackers, like with a TJ Watt, are included in that. A Micah Parsons, but they're obviously defensive ends, in college. So that's what I'm referring to.
Tight ends.
Guards are expendable. Tight ends are more or less expendable. Centers are more or less expendable. But yeah, I'm drafting wide receiver. On the offensive side, I'm drafting tackles, wide receivers, and quarterbacks in the first round. On the defensive side, I'm drafting defensive ends.
Yeah.
That's it. Corner. If I could get a lockdown corner.
Yeah.
If I get a lockdown corner.
Like Sauce Gardner, a recent example.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner, yeah. But those are the only ones. Just because, once again, if you're filling the needs on your team, if you can lock down the most expensive position for a rookie salary rate, you do it. And it's similar, my point being, like the Angels, why draft Ben Joyce in the third round when you can get upside right fielder, that hit 210 but hit 18 jacks in college? Because those guys eventually pan out and are worth a lot more money than a good reliever. When a good reliever gets 12 to 15 million on the open market, but a good right fielder will get 30, as we see.
Yeah.
Well, when you have future MVP Joe Adele on the Major League roster, I don't think there's much concern about the outfield.
I forgot about him.
How many more years is Joe Adele going to be the next guy?
As many as we'll pay him for.
He's got to be like in arbitration, right?
Probably. I don't think that's going to go well for him, but he might be.
I don't think it will either. Holy shit. He only has 1 year and 162 days of service time.
Not great, Bob.
It's been a slow development process.
Hey, he made that one catch.
He did.
And he also knocked one over the wall. So
yeah,
he went yard in his first spring training, AB. I mean, what else do you really need to see from the kid?
I mean, look.
Probably a lot more.
We know that Joe Adele can hit in AAA. We know this.
Yeah.
Just when he leaves Salt Lake, we have issues.
That's like Drew Waters. We know he could hit in AA.
No, Drew Waters actually hit really well in the big league club last year.
Oh, I forgot he's with the Royals. Mr. Our draft analyst expert.
Yes.
Jacob Nelson, the combine is starting this week.
Combine starting this week. And let me tell you what I'm on the lookout for. I'm looking out for the upside corners. That's the position group to watch this week. Let's see where the measurables enter in. I want to see the broad jump. I want to see the arm length. And I want to see how those hips move out in the open field, okay? There's a lot of guys in this draft class, got the length. They got the raw scales, they got the no receptions on them, but I need to see how they move in space, okay? Get them out on the field, get them through some NFL workouts, see how the quick change of pace. Because as we all know, we're all looking for the next Sauce Gardner, okay? We're not looking for the next whatever his name was from Ohio State that plays for the Lions. I'm looking for the next Patrick Surtain, okay? I'm looking for the next Sauce Gardner in this draft. I think there's a lot of upside here with the corner position that not many people are talking about, okay? And I think that's the group that's going to surprise us this year when 3 corners go in the top 15 picks.
Do you think that Joey Porter should be the first corner off the board.
Absolutely, not even close.
I'm also
Who's your
seeing
first
some
quarterback,
Christian
Will Levis?
Gonzalez support in the top
How
15.
good was that Mel Kiper impression?
It was solid.
I
That
mean,
Once you really got in the groove, that was good. I mean, you didn't
I
overhype a white quarterback, but you were getting there.
I was getting there.
Speaking of that,
Get into Trace McSorley should play corner.
Honestly, probably.
Yeah. Speaking of, what do we
Will
want to get
Levis, Panthers legend to be, will be a closely watched guy. I mean, do you want to draft Will Levis or do you want to pay Derek Carr $35 million a year? Pick one.
I think it's gonna be more like 40. So yeah, pick one.
Let
I was
Matt Corral
rounding
play.
Who?
Let Matt Corral give it a shot, and then hope for a 0-something season and go get Caleb Williams next year.
All right. So I have thoughts on next year's draft already.
Get hit me.
Some big board updates this season before we get to that. But continue.
I have thoughts on everything always.
There's 5 thoughts.
I am about 6 times higher on Drake May than Caleb Williams.
I will take Drake May in a heartbeat.
I think Drake May is going to be a better pro.
Why is that?
I just
Mel
like how the ball
Kiper.
comes
Mel
out of the
Kiper.
hand.
Why is that?
I just like how the ball comes out of the hand better. I think he's a winner. I think Caleb Williams is too much flash. He's got too much LA inside of him. I don't think that translates well to the NFL. I think he's going to rat. Huh?
NFL doesn't want a guy that's going to paint fingernails in Notre Dame.
Yeah. And then lose.
Yeah, I like Drake May. He's playing with a vastly inferior group of talent around him.
Yeah.
And he put up arguably better numbers.
Exceptional numbers.
Yeah.
In his
honestly.
first actual season of playing.
Yes.
I mean, we all know how the Heisman voting works too. So like.
Right. That was a front of the jersey issue, not of the back of the jersey issue.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
experience.
Yeah, when that Washington guy didn't even get an invite, that's how you know it's a front of the jersey issue.
Yeah.
Right. Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah,
One
who
of
led the nation in everything.
Right. The best passing offense in the country.
Yeah.
That no one talked about because it's in Washington.
But so with that being, if I'm the Texans, I know that like Bryce Young may entice you, but he measured in at 5'10 and a half.
Saw that.
And I'm sure he gained 15 pounds since the season ended, so he's going to weigh in at 175 pounds at 5'10.
Who knows what he'll play at?
Who
Not
knows?
enough.
He'll probably play at 165, maybe.
Yeah.
And if I'm the Texans, I seriously consider, is that our guy? If you're sitting at 2 and maybe you trade with the Bears to go up to 1, right? You give up another first. Why? Tank this year. Who cares? If you like Caleb Williams next year, go with Caleb Williams. If you like Drake May more, go with Drake May. But go all in for those guys who have the upside, who have more upside. I mean, I think everyone would agree that Caleb Williams and Drake May have more upside than any passer in this class, and probably a higher floor.
And you already know what you're getting out of them too. Like you take a Will Levis and then the Anthony Richardson, and they are the biggest question marks.
Right. They were the biggest question marks in a long time coming out of that first round quarterback position. I mean, since Josh Allen, really. But even Josh Allen put up better production than all of them the year before he came out because he had decent weapons around him. But,
I think his was more of a product of the competition he was playing.
Right. Yeah, and Josh Allen didn't have any, guys.
Carson Wentz maybe. Trey Lance.
Trey Lance is probably the biggest. Yeah. But even then, like, we saw Trey Lance pass, and we were all like, this kid could do it.
He had that one pro day, and he played one game in 2.5 years, and we were like, done, deal.
Yeah, but he at least he looked the part. Anthony Richardson was 6 and 7 and looked like dog turds.
He did most of his work running the ball too.
But hey, remember that Utah game?
Right, in September at home.
And Will Levis looks good in shorts.
He does. The ball does come out hot, baby. The ball does come out hot.
Who's the last time a quarterback ball came out hot at a pro day?
Zach Wilson.
Yeah, and we see how he's going right now.
Look, if the problem is if Bryce Young was 6'2", 210, He'll be a generational
Yeah,
prospect.
this would be no problem.
Be a generational prospect.
Yeah.
And the Bears would draft him and trade Justin Fields, no question.
Yeah.
But he's 5'10" and a half and 170 pounds.
Right.
And we like to think that doesn't matter, but it does.
It does.
It does.
That first blindside sack, and he's
dead.
That's going to be an issue.
And when you have two generational type prospects like a Will Anderson or Jalen Carter,
it's hard to pass up on them.
It's hard to pass up if I'm the Texans.
Very.
You know, if I could say I can lock down
it's safe to say.
By the way, you got to draft Will Anderson over Jalen Carter for the reasons I gave earlier for the money
paying
line.
to the end. Yeah.
Yes. Anyway,
No, I was just saying that if the the Bears, they're going to draft Will Anderson. There's no point in them taking a quarterback.
Bears.
That's all. I mean, we were talking earlier.
I think they should. Yeah.
I think they'll trade out.
Yeah. But who? I mean, there is a bunch of teams that
maybe get desperate with Irsay. You never know what they're going to do.
Oh, Jim Irsay will definitely pay infinite amount of money for their next franchise quarterback.
Right. Jacob, you said something interesting.
Carr.
What?
Oh, my God. You said interesting about waiting year. I got curious. I looked it up. Can y'all name for me the top 3 QBs, the only 3 QBs taken first round of the 2019 draft? We know a lot about 2020 and 2021. 2019. But the year before that 2020 class with Burrow, Herbert, and to a lesser extent Tua.
2019?
What was the question?
2019 NFL draft, 3 first-round QBs. I'll give you a hint. One of them plays a lot of video games.
Kyler.
Yes.
Had that one.
Yeah, Kyler.
And there's a
Sam Darnold?
failed ACC quarterback.
No.
Got drafted 6th overall because he was the Senior Bowl MVP.
You're naming numbers that aren't comprehending in my head right now.
I have no idea.
Daniel Jones.
Danny Dimes.
Was drafted 6th overall.
Danny Dimes.
When you said playoffs, I was thinking college. I'm like, what ACC team beside?
This is only speaking to his product on the field.
Justin Herbert.
R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins was drafted.
Oh, you can't pull that out. You can't pull that out.
I'm just asking the question.
That was dirty.
If those 3 teams had waited another year and in the 2020 QB mix, that's essentially what you're saying is wait a year if there's that was a year where there was no true, you've got to draft this kid quarterback. Kyler Murray won the Heisman, that's whatever, but no one
is that what we saw last year?
And they reached.
Right. But they waited. I mean, Pickett went in the 20s. These 3 guys all went in top 15. Just like the guys this year will, no one sold on them either.
Right. Yeah.
So,
if there's no generational quarterback prospect, pick best player available.
Right.
And
I think Bosa went 2. Quinton Williams went 3. Devin White went 5. Josh Allen on defense went 7. Hawkinson, I guess that's offensive. But, I mean, we saw defensive studs in that draft.
You skipped You skipped one there. What happened to the other defensive stud pick top 5?
Mike Mayock decided to end Cleveland Farrell's career before it started.
Yep.
It was
oh my God, Cleve.
Yep.
Didn't he? He had an all right year this year.
Yes,
he played more.
He was
hurt. He's been hurt.
He's fine. If he would have been picked,
it doesn't help with Max Crosby though.
Correct. If he would have been picked in the 20s like he should have been,
exactly. That's what I'm
fine.
saying.
He's fine. But he's 4th. He was 4th overall.
Right. Which put unfair expectations on him.
Correct.
And that's played out how I think we unfortunately
saw
coming.
If he was picked where Christian and Dexter were, he would have time to develop. And then
or at 24th where they took Jacobs, that would have been perfect.
I mean, even look at Austin Bryant. The dude's contributing every week to the Lions now.
Yes.
Special teams, on defense, he's all over the field.
And Austin Bryant got the time you don't get as the 4th overall pick to develop into an actual role.
Yeah, correct.
Which is the part of it all.
Correct.
But yeah, that triggered my memory from 2020. Obviously, you've got Burrow, Herbert, Tua to a lesser extent due to injuries, unfortunately. But just waiting a year quarterback.
Wait a year till there's a quarterback that everyone agrees on. Don't even be like, well, we like him internally. It's like, no, you don't.
No, you have to.
Wait till everyone likes a prospect and then get that guy.
Yeah, if you don't project confidence with your 1st round pick, I don't care who it is. Like that's just. You can't not do that.
Right.
Like the Bears were ecstatic to trade up to get Mitch Trubisky.
Right.
And internally, there's no way they really believed like this is going to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
And
Got into
obviously,
the playoffs. Missed it.
Mitch, when he's not playing on Nickelodeon, is really not that notable.
Yeah. I mean, so take best player available. Defensive end isn't gonna, make you go from the first pick to the 8th pick next year, but it sure as hell will if you get a quarterback next year.
Right. That's an overlooked step, I think.
Right.
Fair
Yeah.
to
I mean,
say.
it takes your defense down from 21 points a game given up to 18 points a game given up, and that's a win now instead of a
Right.
3-point loss.
And
So
when the offense catches up, the defense is already set. Yeah.
See, and that's what, to tie it kind of back into the Panthers, that's what
Exactly what they're doing.
what's happening. Because we had that one draft where we took literally all defensive players.
It worked out
And,
exceptionally well.
We have a top 10 defense.
J.C.
And we
Horn looked awesome this year.
Brian Burns is a stud who's going to get paid.
Yes.
Yep.
Derek Brown's turning it around. Jeremy Chin's a stud. So, yeah, the defense is there. And the offense is slowly catching up. They're showed sparks this year. So, yeah.
But even
I'm
with the
looking at-
Panthers, like you're close to being stuck in QB purgatory.
Yeah.
Like you're
Right.
being close to like getting that guy that you think might get you to the playoffs. But my whole thing is like, who gives a fuck about the playoffs? Like I know
That's
it's nice.
not the bar a lot of places. Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that's not why you play the game. You don't play the game to make the playoffs. Like,
Right.
You need to get a quarterback that you think can take you to the promised land, and then you need to identify quickly if he can or not. And if he can't, draft another one.
Yeah.
Right.
There's nothing great about going to the playoffs and they get blown out in the first round every year.
Right. Which is why Houston's going to draft another quarterback this year.
Like, imagine if the Giants would have gotten rid of Danny Dimes and drafted a quarterback in the 2020 draft. We knew
Yeah.
after year one that Danny Dimes was not the guy. Okay.
Yes.
And why did if they just would have cut? I mean, the Cardinals to a lesser extent, they cut whatever his name is, Josh Rosen, got
Yeah.
Kyler. I'm not saying Kyler is great, but he's better.
Upgrade.
He's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now look at him. I mean,
And
once again,
speaking of that, I'll double check myself. I was right. The Giants picked 4th in the 2020 draft. They passed on Tua and Herbert, who went the next 2 picks to take Andrew Thomas, an offensive tackle, who fine
got cut.
offensive tackle.
Got cut.
Right. And I mean, again, it's easy to say this now, but Tristan Wirfs was the best offensive lineman in that draft and went 13th.
And everyone knew that though when that
Right.
draft, and it turned out to be he was the best one in that in the NFL. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's an overrated part of like, everyone's like, oh, you got to give a quarterback a couple years. No, you don't.
No.
No, you don't.
When their rookie deal
Right.
ends, if they're elite, you're screwed.
Brock Purdy just showed you don't need a year to do anything.
If you got it now, now with how the college game, like how the NFL emulates the college game now so much. I mean, it's not a 1-to-1, but like they're very similarities, right?
Yeah.
No one's running. It's not the damn wing T going into a air raid offense. But if he's not the guy, that's like the biggest part. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
Get the next guy. Because
That's how you keep your job.
how many times does a free agent quarterback hit the market that can lead your team to the promised land? I'm not even going to include Lamar Jackson in that.
You can't.
He can't. So
Not right now, you
realistically,
And Matt Stafford was a trade, wasn't it?
Matt Stafford was a trade. Aaron Rodgers can.
Tom Brady. That's a free
That was
agent.
a-
That's Tom Brady. That's a different kind of.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna. He played.
That's a
20
category in and of itself. That's
Yeah.
He played over 20 years in New England. Like
that list starts after
Yeah.
Tom Brady. Yeah.
that list starts after
You
Tom
can't
Brady.
wait on Tom Brady.
Peyton Manning, kind of, but he didn't
Yeah.
win that. He didn't win that
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Bad memories. Kotry called it. Just letting it known.
But yeah, I mean, Ben Roethlisberger stayed with the Steelers.
Eli,
Mahomes
Phillip
is-
Rivers.
NFL free agency just isn't like what we're used to with NBA and MLB.
No, because teams know that if you
Yeah.
have a guy, you have to pay him.
Yeah.
Right.
You would think that would be the same thing with the other sports, but
Like rookie quarterback contracts are so cheap that if it doesn't work out,
Jalen
I
Hurts.
don't care. It's like $5 million a year. Cut
Right.
him. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
Have 4 first-round quarterbacks. Draft one every year. I don't care. The cons vastly outweigh the pros vastly outweigh the cons.
Yeah, the Dolphins have yet to decide on Tua's 5th-year option. That's a headline that's swirling this week. They're not in position to draft one, but
Jalen Hurts got one more year.
They have to decide this offseason, right?
pretty much, yeah. And also, yeah, I left out Hurts in that 2020 draft class earlier, but obviously he is at worst QB3 in that draft.
I do know a random anecdote. I do know that Anthony Richardson was the highest graded passer on play action attempts in the SEC.
That's saying something after this year.
Imagine that Mike McDaniel's offense with Anthony Richardson.
Go ahead. Give it to him.
Oh, wait, they don't have first round pick.
They do not.
They traded it to the.
No.
Well, they forfeited it trying to get Brady, and they traded it to Denver for Bradley Chubb.
Yes. But they also gave one to the 49ers, right?
They gave away a couple draft picks.
Yeah.
Or no, they had the 49ers that they then gave to Denver.
And they forfeited their own because of the
Tom Brady thing.
Tampering. Yeah. So we can never really stray too far away from football. It is Combine week, so we had to sneak in a little bit of talk there. But it'll be interesting. Jacob will definitely maybe release newer editions of his big board and mock drafts as we get.
Yeah, I definitely maybe. I'll try to get one out tomorrow pre-combine.
He will firmly, conditionally commit to several more iterations.
I will conditionally 100% commit to getting out a mock draft this week.
Just to one up his guy Kuiper. But NBA is in season in the stretch run. Other than Durant making his son's debut tomorrow, not a ton of
Damn, he hasn't played
headlines.
for them yet?
He is not. LeBron going to miss a couple weeks with a foot injury. Yeah, that's actually the biggest headline. Came back in 27 down to beat the Mavs, played through the foot injury, and then it's looking like after further review, he'll be out for most, if not all of March, and maybe beyond that. They don't really know the severity yet. Damian Lillard scored 71 points the other night. He hit 13 threes to hit the Blazers' all-time points record in a game. First player to ever score 70 points with 10 threes. He's also, I believe, the only player with 60 points and 10 threes. When Lillard's hot, it doesn't matter if he's playing the Rockets or a real NBA team, that you can't stop him. He was put on from the logo. I think he hit a contested 43-footer, which is just absurd. Closer to home, LaMelo Ball is out for the season with an ankle fracture. That team has no direction, really. Michael Jordan proves to be one of the worst executives in the NBA.
Whoa.
On a selfish note, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is out for another big showdown with the Kings tonight. De'Aaron Fox also out, unfortunately. So me and Bailey not getting to watch our stars play as our teams match up. In the fantasy league, Seth Baker is in third place out of 4 people because he beat Jacob in the last week of the regular season to roar ahead a spot in the playoff standings, which feature all of our teams because it's a 4-man league. I went 17-1, I think. Bailey was the lone one to beat me. Almost did it again, actually. But
suck on.
Yeah, we all entered.
But how many times did we play? It's a thing. We probably played like 12 times.
I think I have that season series wrapped up. But now it's the playoffs. Anything can happen. I don't think Seth checked a single time after the draft in October. So shout out to him for roaring out of the cellar with 1 week to go in the regular season. And if I even remember to do it, we will update you on who wins the league.
No, it's the 13th. It don't start until the 13th.
What does?
Playoffs.
No. Okay.
Playoffs?
Playoffs?
Well, yeah, we're all gonna make the playoffs. I had to guess, it'll be me and Bailey for the championship, and
Whoa.
I'm feeling
Bold move,
pretty
Cotton.
confident about that, if I had to be honest. So, updates to come as our playoffs play out. Go ahead.
One note about my Kings. They about broke the scoring record in a game the other week.
Oh, yeah. 176, 175 in double overtime. Second highest scoring game ever. Kawhi Leonard played 46 minutes, which is how you know they played too long. He'll probably miss the next month as a result of that. But huge win for Bailey's Kings. And that game was 153 all at the end of regulation. So the
Jesus
definition
Christ.
of drunk NBA action, as defensive purists were probably offing themselves in the middle of the fourth quarter. But really good game. Fox and Monk were electric for Sacramento, and Kawhi and PG could not keep up. Kings are third in the West right now. So
Yep.
Looking like that Mike Brown-led team is going to be a force come playoffs. That home crowd is insane. I mean, they can play on a
Light
Tuesday
the
night.
beam,
They're gonna
baby.
sell it out. That's one of the better stories in the NBA this season, honestly. Light the beam, that home crowd, and that team's turnaround. But yeah, about 20-ish games before we get into a play-in action, which hopefully will feature the Thunder. The Kings are well clear of the play-in. I'd be stunned if they get cold enough to have to participate in that. But we will have playoff NBA basketball on the pod. Just depends on if we sneak one or two teams in. Jacob, who's your team of like the weekday month?
For basketball?
NBA.
Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you have a jersey?
Who's in the league? Who's in the lead? Probably Jokic. I'm probably a Nuggets guy right now.
Jacob always staying true to self as a front runner. We'll take
He's
the
not a
Nuggets.
bandwagon. He's a front runner fan.
Yeah, I'm a front runner. I don't
Right.
care. But right now I'm a Nuggets guy.
Big
I'm
Nuggets
probably-
guy until they lose in the second round to Phoenix or something like that, and then he will be a diehard
Bucks.
Suns, Bucks, Celtics,
Bucks.
somebody.
Bucks. I'm
Whoever
a
has those
Bucks.
tough ones.
I'm a Bucks in the East, Nuggets in the West guy.
Well, the Bucks have won 14 games in a row, so
Damn, really?
yeah, but they
Good
were
call. Good
being-
call.
Okay, then they're at 14 now, so that is 15 games in a row from Jacob's since childhood Milwaukee.
Let's go. My buddy, who I went to high school with, grew up in Minnesota. No,
Well,
grew
they're
up
in Wisconsin.
Sorry, we grew up in Wisconsin. Grew up in Wisconsin. Went to an elementary school called Pewaukee, which is also the elementary school that J.J. Watt went to. So by the transitive property, I'm a Buck guy.
Yep.
You guys have anything else for this week?
Good to see your faces.
Live
Right.
We,
well.
To an
we
extent.
do have a constitution now, so we're official.
We have a constitution. Oh, we should get into that next week.
Yeah, World Baseball Classic, Constitution breakdown, and who knows what else. We'll talk about Jacob's potential big board and mock draft as well.
Pre and post combine.
We'll find something to fill the time with, but we're on
Oh yeah.
Apple and Spotify like always. YouTube, for whatever reason, if you like watching us, then it's there, and then Twitter at the 1009 as we near 350 followers on there. So slowly getting some traction over there.
Twitter,
That's what
not
the links will
YouTube.
be. That's what I
We
said.
have 350 followers on Twitter.
For some reason,
344.
Hell yeah, way to go. Yeah, awesome. See you boys next
sponsor
week.
us.
Sponsor us.
Deuces.
Subscribe.